Okay guys, in today's video we're going to be going over my opinion of the armor tier list. So this is all my opinion, this is what I use. If you disagree, you can definitely disagree. But anyway, let's go and start ahead. So we're going to start with tier 1. And I'm just going to say it flat out. The new Clover armor, S tier. The reason why? The set bonus gives you a bandage on you at all times, which is so much better than it previously was. And it also gives you defense against every tier 1 enemy. Early game, this is the best because you want a lot of defense if you're a little bit bad at the game. But still, defense is a great offense. S tier. Deserving, and it's really cheap to craft. Aphid slippers, probably better than the clover gear. All round S tier, makes you run quicker. It got nerfed slightly now as 8th kid, but I see no issue in it. It's very good gear and it's very easy to craft at that. Acorn armor, I'd say it's B tier now. The reason why I'm saying that, it did get nerfed. You now need to get some berry chunks and algae to craft the entire set, which is a complete waste of time in my opinion when there's so many better gear such as the clover gear. But yeah, in my opinion, just acorn armor, high defense, yeah, but like you're not gonna really need it for that long. It's a waste of time to get it, to be completely honest. Gale tube C tier, it might be the best resistant gear for tier 1, but it doesn't really give you anything besides breathing longer, and you're gonna need it to get into the pond lab, so I mean C tier I guess. Grub gear in my opinion is now A tier. The only reason why I say that is because it gives you stamina regen, which is really good for early game, and now makes you deal more damage to tier 1 enemies. So a good offense is a good defense as well, I guess. I have no idea what I'm saying. Gas mask is also A tier, probably better than the grub goggles. You're gonna need this bad boy to kill stink bugs, go into the haze, and kill green shield bugs. Well, I can't even say much about it. Explosive resistance down sleek path if you want to fight that with the effective brood mother, I guess. But for going in the haze and stuff, really good piece of armor. The eye patch is probably top of B tier. You get more attack damage but lower defense, so unless you're like a really good player at the game, which I'd chuck in S tier. But I don't really go and use the eye patch just because I get lower defense but more attack. I don't like having lower defense at all. I would rather just go to the clover gear or something. Fire ant gear is probably just a C tier. If you have the entire set, red ants don't attack you, and it also makes you carry like one more plank or whatever per armor piece. So I mean, it's really easy to craft, but it's definitely not the best. The mite hat's in D tier. The reason why I say that is because it's meant to be for a like stamina building stuff, and I never build in this game. I don't build massive bases, so D tier it goes. And the flippers probably C tier. It's once again another good defensive item for tier 1, but it just makes you swim faster in the pond, and you're really not going to use it after the pond, so I don't know why you'd craft this anyway. Okay, for the tier 2 armor, black ant armor, straight D tier. Really expensive to craft in my opinion. The full set gives you thorns, and thorns kind of sucks, and after blocking you get like a 1% chance to crit, which is like fantastic. Definitely not worth it. Firefly headlamp, worse than black ant gear. People are gonna hate me in the comments for this because they can't turn up their gamma in game, or they can't carry a torch in their hand. They need some sort of headlight. Yeah, it's just a light when you're in a cave, when you can just have a torch or turn up your game's gamma. It's completely useless. But the sleek gives you pebble harvesting speed. Just use rock cracker. It's not that hard. Bubble helmet C tier. Once again, in the pond you get more airtime. That's about it. Spider gear S tier. I really like my stamina. I like stamina regen a lot in this game, and spider gear has that, and sleek puts it more poison damage, but don't upgrade any of this gear down sleek unless it's ladybug or something. But yeah, top of S tier in my opinion. But a ladybug gear obviously is a lot better because the ladybug gear full set gives you Scarlet Embrace, I think it's called, and every time you perfect block you have a chance to have a trickle regen, and down sleek path that increases your healing. Probably better than majority of the tier 3 armor pieces as well. This is really strong. Koi armor set, probably C tier. I'm not a huge fan of it. It's light armor and a lot of perfect blocking stuff. I think the set bonus is after you perfect block someone, they have lower defense. It's good, but it's only if you're really good at perfect blocking, and I'm just not a huge fan of it, to be completely honest. The marksman cap, probably middle of C tier. Just does more bow damage, but I wouldn't even use this at all. Bows aren't the best weapons in the game. Having set bonuses, especially tier 2, none of the gear is really good for bows until tier 3. B gear, probably D tier as well. Quite expensive to craft, and it gives you crit stun on your bows, I think it is. And if you have the set bonus, you have a chance to release I think it's a pollen cloud or something like that to ground flying enemies. Once again, it's a bow gear. Not really worth it in my opinion. Not really getting it. Actually, you know what? Just so you guys don't get mad at me, I'll chuck it in. I'll chuck the koi set in B. How's that sound? You like that? Okay, let's keep with that. Next up are the tier 3s. This is like the majority of like your armor sets you're gonna use in grounded. Starting off with the what's this even called? The termite armor. I've never crafted this in my entire life. C tier, I guess. It gets you dust cloud resistance, and the sleek effect has a chance to make your own dust cloud to make enemies slower. You gotta kill the termite king for this, and I really don't think it's worth it. It's light armor as well. I wouldn't recommend crafting that. Roly poly gear is probably a B tier just for for like good defense, but now that the hedge Brimala gear is now heavy armor as well, it just gets knocked out of the park. So I'd say it's B tier. It's okay, it's not the best. Mantis gear is A for sure. If you like Cutsman and bleed, this is your best armor set. I think it gives you like an extra bleed and crit chance as well, which is really nice. So if you like critting, go for the Mantis gear. The Bard's Shooter, I think this is called, or something like that. Solo, it is D tier because this is meant to be a multiplayer weapon. It's meant to like heal your allies and empower yourself. It empowers yourself sometimes if you have it done sleek with bows, but for a multiplayer session, top of A tier for sure. So I'm going to leave it at top of A tier. So if anyone skips in the video and sees this in an A tier, they're like, oh yeah, he knows what he's talking about. Yeah, for A tier, just for healing your allies and stuff. Black Ox gear, probably C tier. All it does is give you quicker charge attack speed. Unless you're using like a heavy hitting weapon or like staves, I see no use in this at all. Just charge attacks kind of suck. They did buff it in 1.3, but still not the best. Black Widow gear, S tier. The entire set gives you some sort of weird thing, I don't know what it's called, but it gives you massively increased health regen and attack speed after every single kill, no matter what it is, unless it's harmless, I think. But still, if you consistently kill enemies in a fight, you don't even need to block. You're just gonna out-tank everything, unless you're on woe mode or something like that. Antline gear is B tier, better than the roly-poly gear. Hear me out. I'm only saying this now because it is good to get charcoal chunks or whatever, and it's also good with bows. This is probably the best bow gear if you want to just be a rapid fire shooter guy. I don't know much to say about this one. Wasp big gear sucks. I got flamed by putting this in my do not craft, and I still stand by it. The worst tier 3 armor in the entire game. It just sucks. It's for bows. Bows stink. This armor sucks. If you disagree, then you are wrong. Now we have the moth gear. Probably C tier. It's good against bows and crossbows, I guess. Just adds bleed to them. Not much else, really. Just adds bleed, I guess. Next up is the wizard's hat. Probably bottom of B tier, in my opinion. It's good against staffs only. If you use the staff. Sour staff, good. The mint staff, in my opinion, is really good. And the staffs are really good in general. And if you know how to perfect block, this can increase the power substantially. The pupa helmet, fluffy pupa hat, D tier. Once again, it's meant for building stuff and stamina regen for it. I see no use in it. It's just a waste, to be completely honest. The infected Brimala gear did get buffed, but considering it's still hard to get, killing the infected Brimala, I'd say it's still a D tier. It's only good against explosives. If you need to kill the infected Brimala to get the entire set, you need to kill it like 4 or 5 times, which is actually a pain if you're not playing on mild. Bottom of D tier, even with the buff, I still don't think it's any good. The entire Brimala gear is definitely S tier for the poison coating, venom coating, and the Brimala poison coating as well. Super strong. It's now heavy armor as well. Beats the roly-poly armor. Stupidly strong. Fire ant gear is also A tier, also S tier, sorry. Probably not as good as the Brimala gear, but if you see a little theme, all 3 of these armor sets are in the most meta gear, so it makes sense that they're all S tier. Fire ant gear just gives you a lower defense to enemies after attacking or blocking, so it's really strong. And that is the end of the tier list. If you guys disagree, you can definitely disagree and tell me what I've said wrong in the comments. And if you've made it this far into the video, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.